Hey, Jeff Callahan here. Welcome back to the BMC podcast. I'm excited to have you because we're going to talk about something really important today that is something that I see a lot. So in my world, what I help people with is I help overthinkers improve their people skills, their communication skills, their social skills. I help with all of that. And today we're going to talk about 5 effort mistakes that will keep you stuck no matter how hard you try. And we're going to talk about what to actually do about them if you notice yourself in any of these 5. So the big problem is that you're either putting in effort or you think you're doing the right thing and you're not seeing the results that you want. Maybe you're not seeing them as quickly as you want. Maybe you're not seeing as profound of a jump as you want. That's okay. The reality is you might be putting effort where it shouldn't be applied. And I'm going to break down several of these situations for you. So long term, if you fall into one of these 5 traps, then that creates a doom loop where frustration builds, confidence drops, self-doubt creeps in, and that forces you to not do the things that you know you could be doing. Maybe it forces you to self-edit. Maybe it forces you to avoid situations where you know you could speak up, maybe at work. Maybe it creeps in where you think, hey, maybe I shouldn't join that kickball team. Maybe I should just, stay at home on a Friday. Whatever it is, if you don't get these things handled and you frustrate yourself, then that's going to make it really hard for you to improve at the rate you want to improve. Pattern 1, effort applied too seldom. So it's like you're going to the gym once a month, and it's going to make it really hard to build muscle if you're going to the gym once a month, right? Consistency is what you need. Maybe you're even doing the right thing, but you're not doing it often enough. And so progress is stalling from a lack of reps. And so what this might mean in a social context is maybe you have a meetup or event that meets every other month. Maybe it's sporadic because the organization, it isn't great, and maybe they forget to schedule something, whatever it is. If you're relying on that one sort of at bat to practice, but that practice is happening infrequently, guess what? You're not going to improve at the rate you want to improve, or could be at work. So I run into this every so often with my private coaching clients, where maybe they have a job where they could work remote, or they could go into the office, and they choose to work remote more than they go into the office. Well, that creates a forcing function where they are going to be in person at the office less. And so that's going to reduce the amount of interactions that they have, because let's face it, in-person interactions and Zoom interactions, that's going to be different, right? If you're on Teams or Zoom or whatever, it is going to be much more beneficial if you want to get better at interacting with people. If you want to be better in those unstructured moments at work, guess what? You got to be at work for that to happen. So you have to see someone in the hall or elevator or whatever it is and say hi and have that conversation, right? It's going to be more conducive to the results that you ultimately want. And so where in your life are you applying effort, but the frequency is too seldom? What I like, the rule of thumb I tell my coaching clients is that you should be looking at what opportunities do you have to interact with people daily in your just daily life, and what opportunities do you have weekly that are more event-based, where there might be something happening on a Friday or something happening on a Monday, like maybe the running club meets on Saturday morning. Okay, so and if you notice that, hey, I don't have any weekly opportunities, maybe you just moved to a new city and there just don't seem to be the opportunities that you want. Well, guess what? You got to do the work. You have to go in your city, and look for things to do and put on your detective hat and find things to do in your city. So overall, the fix is building small daily reps. So be tenacious about, hey, what opportunities do I have? I need to capitalize on those opportunities. For your dailies, it might be Maybe you have a favorite coffee shop that you go to. Talk to the barista. Become a regular. Maybe you see your neighbor and you say, hey, how's it going? I got your paper yesterday, or whatever it is. And start a conversation with your neighbor. These daily interactions are going to be really important when they compound over time. So aim for 5 tiny social interactions per day, and make sure that the effort that you're putting in is not seldomly applied, it's consistently applied. Okay. Pattern 2, effort at the wrong location. So imagine trying to learn how to swim in a hot tub. Not going to be great. The environment is, could also be that the environment's like super automatic for you, and it doesn't push you or it doesn't stretch you at all. So, like I have some clients that they are just locked down at work. Like they know what they have to do cold, and it's just the easiest thing in the world. Well, okay, that's not pushing them. So what they have to do, they have to find new places to go to get more, random interactions, more just different, less structured interactions. That might be the answer for them. And so if the environment is super, could call it boring, could call it automatic, whatever your word is there, you might need to mix up that environment, right? So again, meetups, group classes, hobby groups, whatever it happens to be, you might have to look for the opposite of what you're getting if you find that you are applying effort in the wrong location that's not conducive to the result that you want. Like you might not find lifelong friends at work if you don't like the people at work, or they're just not interested in the same things that you're interested in. That's okay. You need to find your people, right? Good. Effort misapplied. So imagine going to the gym and you want to get calves of steel, right? But you are doing bicep curls. Well, guess what? You're probably not going to get those calves of steel, right? Hard work in the wrong area won't help. So what this might look like, you might be doing stuff like trying to memorize opener, like conversation starters and openers that you read about in a book or you saw on YouTube or something like that, and you think, oh, if I can just get this opener down, then all my problems will be solved. Well, that might not be the right area for you to apply that effort. Effort might be better applied, like I tell my clients when it comes to starting conversations, is the social answers that you seek, they are in the environment waiting for you to discover them, right? It's not something like the perfect thing to say doesn't exist. We don't magically think of it. The best thing we can do is be aware of our surroundings, be aware of what I can comment on. And that is going to take us so much further. And candidly, the first thing you say really doesn't even matter, right? It's just breaking the ice between you and another person. What matters a lot more is the second thing that you say. So I wouldn't even put a whole lot of pressure on the first thing that you say. So building those core skills and not, scripts or whatever it happens to be, that's going to be better if you find that your effort is being misapplied in a certain area. Like I have some clients that when they come to me, maybe they have a habit of talking about themselves too much. Okay, well, that effort of like, hey, I need to be interesting, that maybe is better applied by being curious and asking more questions about the other person. And so ask yourself, like, hey, where might my effort be misapplied? Good. Pattern 4, right thing, wrong location. Yeah. Imagine you're doing stand-up comedy at a library. Well, okay, nice skill, wrong location, right? That's not gonna be the right spot. So if the setting that you're in and you're not getting results in, if that setting makes success almost impossible, it's probably not the right setting, right? Thinking back, I've had some clients when they first start working with me, maybe they think something like, oh, I need to stop people on the street and have conversations with them. Like, no, that's probably not the right thing to do, because it's the wrong location. People are trying to get to wherever they're going to get. Like, don't do that. What might be way better is finding a group that meets, that you like the activity, that you can become a regular at, that meets regularly. And so you've got the same group meeting over and over. You like the group, you like the interest or the hobby or whatever it happens to be, and you end up liking the people because you see them more often. And so look at the uh, surrounding sort of environment of where you're applying effort to see if that is creating a forcing function for you to get the results that you ultimately want to get. And so if the location is off, then it's effort that is so misapplied, and it's making things like 1,000% harder than they need to be. So don't do that. Another example might be if you're wanting to have like a deep conversation with someone at a loud party. Like, guess what? Not going to be the right setting. Is going to be much better to be sort of lighter and more playful at a party than having like a deep conversation out philosophy or whatever it happens to be. Pick your battles, pick your locations. 5, right thing, faulty belief. So imagine being thrown into an Olympic-sized pool and you're a good swimmer, but you've got a backpack full of like large rocks. Do you think you're going to be able to do the breaststroke? No, you're going to sink and you're going to drown. So I don't want that for you. So you might be doing the right things, but you have beliefs that are sabotaging your results. Common beliefs that I see after working with, hundreds of clients is, oh, I'm just not interesting, or I'm probably bothering them, or they don't want to hear from me, or why do I always screw up? Or even something like, oh, I'll never be good at this, or I'm just not a natural. Like all these pervasive things that we tell ourselves, but we would never, ever let someone else say to us, right? Treat yourself like a friend. Treat yourself like you would treat someone else, because you probably wouldn't say this kind of stuff to other people. So why should you say it to yourself? It doesn't make any sense. So notice and name that belief. Call it out. Shine some light on it where you can point to it and say, hey, okay, that's not a helpful belief. Replace it with something more helpful. People are generally nice, but I have to go first. Or most people want to connect. A great example of this is if you're at a conference or a meetup or something like that. If people didn't want to talk to people, they would stay home, and they're not at home right now. And so just flipping that on its head really can help quite a bit when it comes to taking that first step. The belief ends up shifting with repeated action, and belief is one of the most powerful things you can get at, and you get at it by calling it out and having repeated wins and repeated successes, so that over time that belief internally shifts and you start to feel different, and then you are different. So again, our 5 big patterns: effort applied too seldom, effort applied at the wrong location, effort misapplied, doing the right thing but at the wrong location, or you're doing the right thing but you have a faulty belief. Which one did you notice? Which one rang true for you, where you think, maybe I need to look at that a little closer and see what's going on there? So those are our 5 effort mistakes and how to deal with them. The next step is making sure that you're doing the right things. So I run a program called Social Accelerator. I think it's the best group coaching program and self-paced learning program for overthinkers to improve their people skills. And I'm going to talk to you about it right now. Do you overthink social situations? Do you avoid speaking up or self-edit when you do? Do you run out of things to say in small talk and conversation? Do you feel uncomfortable in those unstructured moments at work and in your personal life? Do you replay awkward moments after the fact, or get derailed when those awkward moments inevitably happen to you? So if you do, it's okay. I've got good news. I want to tell you about a program that I run called Social Accelerator. And so what is it? It is a combination self-paced learning and group coaching course. And so what that means is that you get the right information you need, you get the right lessons that you need, you get the right skills that you need. And then you also get the right feedback that you need from a coach, me. You get to learn and get unstuck in real time by getting that feedback and that advice that you need to move forward faster and become more socially confident and competent. So, where most people mess up when it comes to trying to improve their people skills is they fall into a trap that I call the DIY paradox, where they think, oh, I could probably just do it myself. So they end up reading a bunch of articles, watching a bunch of videos, and kind of haphazardly trying things. And the reality is that just really doesn't work that well, because what it leads to is a lack of feedback and a little bit of burnout, and then you end up being right back where you started. I don't want that for you. I want you to get the support that you need so that you can become a more socially confident version of yourself. And so there's a lot packed into this program. It's a high level. There's mindset stuff, there's inner critic stuff, there's conversation skills, starting conversations, developing interests, storytelling. I would love to show you the full details of it. And if you're interested, go to becomemorecompelling.com/accelerator. That's becomemorecompelling.com/accelerator to learn more about the program. There's a lot packed into this program. And I think it is one of the best programs, probably the best program in the world for overthinkers to improve their people skills. I would love to have you in the program.